He discovered the truth on a quiet Tuesday. I was caught mid-lie when he slid the divorce papers across the kitchen island. No words, just that cold, clinical gaze like I was a stranger asking for time. My throat tightened, dry as dust. I remember the sharp burn of lemon tea on my tongue, swallowed down in the crushing silence. Not anger, not heartbreak. It was something colder. Strategy. He had already made his move before I even spoke his name. Without a word, he turned and walked away. No suitcase, no accusations, just gone. I thought I had won. I believed his silence was surrender. But I didn't know then that was only the beginning of the end. 6 years of marriage full of laughter, lazy Sundays, and late-night talks. I loved him deeply, but I was weak. Ryan was a mistake. I convinced myself I needed a dangerous escape from the comfort that was beginning to feel like boredom. We had a cabin out by Blue Ridge, our sacred refuge away from the world. No signal, no noise, just trees and raw truth. Every autumn we escaped there. Red wine, firelight. The world distilled down to just us. It was there I took Ryan, 3 weeks after the papers were served. I needed space, air to breathe. Ryan thought it was romantic, unaware that the place itself had eyes. The moment I realized my husband knew, really knew, came the night the security app pinged me at 2 a.m. motion detected. Half asleep, I tapped the screen and froze. There he was, my husband, at the cabin 1 week after I'd been there with Ryan. He moved through each room slowly, like a man memorizing ghosts. No destruction, no outburst, just standing in the bedroom, staring at the sheets I hadn't bothered to wash. Then he left, quietly, without fury or message, just silent observation. I started sleeping with a knife under the bed. Ryan laughed, calling me paranoid. But the haunted look of my husband's eyes stayed with me. No pain, only cold calculation. 2 weeks later, Ryan disappeared. He was supposed to meet me at a gallery, but never showed. I called and texted until hours passed in silence. Then the call came, official. The sheriff's voice told me they'd found a body at a remote cabin. No forced entry, no valuables taken. Just blunt trauma and the cruel weight of time. Our cabin. My legs gave way before he finished speaking. I drove there myself. I needed to see, to touch the truth with my own hands. Police tape fluttered in the cold breeze. The front door was cracked open. They told me not to go inside, but I did anyway. The scent hit me first, metallic, final, followed by the trail of dried blood, dragged from the kitchen to the den. That's where they found him. Face crushed, ribs shattered. The officer said it wasn't rage. It was precise, efficient. Above the fireplace, on the mantel, sat a single object that didn't belong, a black king chess piece. That's when I stopped crying. The moment I saw it, everything shifted. For all this time, I thought I was the one playing the game, that I had control. But he had flipped the board when I wasn't looking. I went home in silence. I didn't speak to the police. I didn't need to. No fingerprints. No witnesses. No motive. Ryan was just a cold case now. And my husband? He called 3 days after the funeral. Calm. Measured. I told you once. He said, everything has a cost. I couldn't answer. He didn't wait for a response. You'll thank me, he added, his voice steady. The next month, I tore through my life searching for clues, his files, emails, even his storage unit. What I found was worse than I imagined. Photos of Ryan and me, dated and time-stamped. A full dossier. Maps. Cabin blueprints. A printed schedule of the motion sensors. He hadn't killed out of rage. He planned it like an operation. He knew exactly when Ryan would be alone at the cabin. He'd even turned off the cameras from the main server before going in. He staged it as a burglary gone wrong. But the chess piece, that was for me. I wanted to hate him. I tried. But the truth was, I was never afraid of the justice system. I was afraid of how deeply I respected him. He didn't scream or plead. He made the move I never saw coming and left me with nothing but the aftermath. No body, no confession, just silence and the slow, suffocating sound of a marriage dissolving into shadows. People ask why I never remarried, why I never talk about what happened. I just smile. There's nothing left to say. I betrayed the one man who truly saw me, and he answered not with tears, but with checkmate. Now, every time I pass a chessboard, I remember the black king on the mantle, the blood on the floor, the silence that followed. Some people scream for revenge, he whispered once. I heard it loud and clear.